Specifically, the symposium will reflect on the various aspects of the 8th National Development Plan and how implementation of these development plans and how this will have a bearing on children's rights and can be streamlined to positively respond to children's development needs and aspirations.
Zambia remains one of the youngest populations in Southern Africa, yet there still remains a lack of opportunities for us children to participate. We children need to voice out. We need to take part in making decisions that involve our well-being and our future. There's nothing better than speaking for yourself, which is why we ask for us to be given more opportunities for us to participate and voice out more often. Education is a foundation for a better future. We children need quality education.
Honorable Minister, platforms are good for us children because they serve as opportunities for us to air our views on issues that affect our well-being. Let me appeal to my fellow children to actively participate in the discussions. All the views are important and should be heard. We will participate and we will make sure our views are heard.
So today we are actually having a symposium where we're supposed to come up with a 10-point communique and the 10-point children's letter that is going to be submitted to government and stakeholders. I look forward to this because us as children are actually participating and helping in the drafting of this. With that said, we say nothing for us without us, and if they're making something for us, then us who are not involved, then it's not for us.
We should be able to come up with ideas on problems that we're facing and come up with better solutions so that by the time we reach 2030 and then the 8th National Development Plan is made, we would have solved those problems and there would be a better Zambia for every child.
Even as we air out what was missing in line with the 8th National Development Plan, whatever we're going to include is something that we look back at someday and say, okay, even as we presented these solutions, they were actually included in the 8th National Development Plan in line with children.
All the plans from the previous symposium and this one can work together to make sure that our future tomorrow is better. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be part of the National Children's Symposium because it gives me hope that Zambia will be a better place, especially that we children are involved. Thank you.
When rights of the child are not infringed based on their status, on their religion or race.
Children in rural areas have to travel far distances and have to walk through national parks or have to cross rivers during the rainy season. So a better Zambia for every child would be a Zambia where every child is able to go to school without without their lives being threatened for them to go to school. That would be a better Zambia for every child.
Improvement of the livelihood of every child, regardless of where they stay, whether they stay in Kanyama, Kalungalinga, Woodlands, whether they go to Kamwana Secondary School, if they go to a community school or a private school, whether they are brown, whether they are dark chocolates, whether they are Bemba, Lozi, Tonga, regardless of where they come from.
A better present for the future.
Ensure that every child is treated equally with the equal opportunities and equal rights.
It's not leaving any child behind as we develop as a country. Giving every child an opportunity and a chance to grow, spiritually, socially, even in the education system.
It's a Zambia that is fit for the survival and participation of every child.
Under alternative care policy and funding, the government should there should be a provision of enough cell phones and funding. There should be advancements for the processes of adoption.
The government should introduce youth-friendly corner in all health posts because we find that youths nowadays they are facing challenges, but they cannot express these challenges to the people they found in hospitals because some of them are relatives. But if we create youth-friendly corners, they can express to their fellow youths the problem they are facing.
When it comes to improved investments, allocation to WASH has declined from 1.8% to 1.4% in the 2022 budget. But Zambia is one of the signatories to the Abuja Declaration that was signed in 2001. And if you check, it was supposed to allocate a specific percentage to the Sustainable Development Goal number 6 on WASH. And if you look at our budget since 2017, the allocation percentage has been declining. We keep on reducing the amount of money that's going to this sector. And now that's why we have a lot of cholera outbreaks and a lot of children under the age of 5 dying from diarrhea. Because we spend little money on this, we are deprioritizing it when it's a priority.
I have noticed that most of the skills training are provided to students who are mostly in colleges or universities. These skills training are not, let's say, decentralized to the lowest level, maybe to secondary schools, if possible even primary schools, exposing them to different skills on how they can earn a living even if they could not complete their secondary school education, or if they cannot manage to go to tertiary school education.
Government will always remain committed towards the attainment of survival, protection, development and participation rights of children for them to realize their full potential and ensure that they grow up to be responsible citizens who will be capable of taking the country to greater heights in terms of development. The development of the Child Court Act is a very important milestone for the country, as this piece of law will ensure that our children are protected from abuse, exploitation, neglect, and other vices which hamper their survival rights.
Girls and boys are included and are significant actors in the decisions that affect their well-being at all levels. World Vision senior leaders, board members, and all staff in every sector are technically prepared and supported to include children's participation in decision-making processes as appropriate.
We pledge for our continued support to government, and we ask government to double its commitments towards promoting children's welfare. We want to encourage you to continue to mobilise your friends and peers and push for your voices to be heard, as together you have so much power. I think you need to all give yourselves a round of applause. Thanks for listening.
So proud of you, so excited for you. Continue to express yourself on every platform, whether it be your family, in your community, in your schools, and to other heads of state. You know, really don't be afraid, be empowered and express yourself, because definitely you can do it. So thank you very much, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.